Hey guys, Zach from Primrose Productions Music here. I'm going to do a slightly different video for you today. I'm going to do a couple like this in the near future, so yeah, I guess we'll make a little series out of it. But today is what's in my bass case. For those of you who don't know, I have been primarily a bassist for many years, and yeah, pretty much almost every band that I've ever been in, I've been the bassist of. So, this is my case, it has my bass, and we're gonna see what else is in there that I think is absolutely essential for any gig. So, let's check it out. So of course, first and foremost is the bass. This is my Fender P-Bass Deluxe. I love it. I've never played a better sounding bass, never played a better feeling bass. The Deluxe is cool because it has both the P-Bass pickup and the jazz pickup, and it just gives you a slightly wider range of tones. And if you guys know what kind of stuff I used to do, I've been in metal bands with this, I've been in rock bands, I've been in pop punk bands, I've been in every kind of band, so it's nice to have the different kind of tone. Alright, then we have the strap. It's just the regular strap that I use. I forget what brand it is, but it's just, you know, a regular run-of-the-mill leather strap. Got strap locks on it so it doesn't fall off the bass ever, or rather the bass doesn't fall off it. I also have an extra strap just in case if somebody forgot theirs, or if something happened to my first strap for whatever reason. It's nice to have that. Alright, then of course we have cables. We have two guitar cables here, just regular instrument cables. These have, because of the way the jack is on this, these have one side of the cable is an L-shaped connector and one is a straight connector. Of course, extra bass strings. I got Ernie Ball Power Slinky bass strings. Usually I have these because I'm almost always in D standard when I'm playing bass. And even when I'm playing with a band that plays in E standard, I stay in D standard just because I like having that extra little bit of low notes. So yeah, Power Slinky bass strings almost always. If I was in E standard, I would use regular Slinky bass strings. When I'm in the metal bands, I usually have to be in C standard or C sharp standard. Again, the guitarists usually play in drop, but I usually like to be in standard for bass. Yeah, so if I'm playing in C standard, I'll actually go thicker. Instead of the Power Slinky, what I'll actually do is I'll take a 5-string set of either Super Slinky or regular Slinky, the 5-string set, and I'll put the lowest 4 strings on here, and I'll just get rid of the extra high string. Yeah, that usually gives me a pretty good setup. Alright, then we have my Deluxe Big Muff for bass. This is great. It's a great fuzz pedal. It's also got a built-in gate, which I love. This thing sounds great. It really does. If you have a chance to pick one up, if you're a bassist and you like fuzz pedals, get one of these. They're so good. I also, obviously, a tuner. You need a tuner. I have a tuner on my pedal board, but again, it's always nice to have a backup. I usually like a tuner like this that you can actually plug into for bass, because I feel like a lot of the snarks don't really pick up some of the lower frequencies as well. If you're in E standard, a snark will pick it up fine for bass, but even in D, and especially if you go lower, the snark is just not good for tuning a bass. So yeah, have an actual plug-in tuner as a backup. Of course, string winder, string cutter, yeah, good for quick changes. I got a screwdriver in here. You never know when you're gonna need a screwdriver, just a Phillips head screwdriver. Then the other thing, super important, is a DI box. And the reason for this is you never know what's gonna go wrong. Your amp could fail. You could have to use someone else's amp that sucks, and it's just nice to have the DI box because bass pretty much always sounds good if you just run a DI. You don't really have to go through a bass amp. Or also, if you're going to practice, if you're practicing somewhere else and all you have is like, let's say you have like a 4x12 or got an 8x10 cabinet for your bass, yeah, you don't want to drag that to practice all the time if your practice space isn't in your own house. So yeah, it's nice to bring DI so you can just plug into the PA at practice. And obviously you need a mic cable to hook up the DI box. So yeah, but again, at gigs, you don't know what's gonna go wrong. This is a lifesaver at gigs. It's super cheap. It's like $80, I think, get one of these. If you're a bassist, get a DI box. You need it, and it's essential. And then I got a couple picks in here. I usually like to pick bass, and the reason for that is the first time that my first band went in to record, I was using fingers at the time, and I just wasn't getting the consistency and the attack that the engineer wanted. So he kind of said to me, like, hey, have you ever tried playing bass with a pick? I was like, no, but I mean, I also play guitar, so it shouldn't be too hard. And he gave me a pick, and instantly the clarity in my playing, the consistency in my playing was so much better. So I always use picks now for bass, pretty much nonstop. And then for some faster things, I'll usually pick, and then I'll pick the low string, and then I'll throw in the extra notes with my other fingers, and especially if I'm doing like some quick octaves kind of thing. Yeah, so picks. And then I got a little packet of silica gel in here that just helps with any kind of condensation. It prevents things from rusting, so it's nice to have that in there. So there you go, that's what's in my bass case. Most of it's pretty straightforward, but there's a couple things in there that I'm sure you probably didn't think that you needed to have, but trust me, you should have them. Things like a DI box and the mic cable, and definitely a screwdriver. These are things that you should absolutely have with you at any gig. You never know what's going to go wrong, what's going to need fixing, and those couple of things can save you from some nightmare situations. So I hope you guys enjoyed that video. One more thing, if you're a musician and you're in a band and you've been trying to get yourselves out there and you're not really sure how, you might have been struggling with this a bit, I want to give you something that'll help you out. It's a little guide that I made up. It's called My 8 Steps to Getting Your Band Noticed. You can download it, it's totally free. If you just go to primroseproductionsmusic.com/guide, you can find it there. I'll put the little address right here so you can see. And yeah, that's a lot of stuff that you should know how to do in 2020 to get your band out there. And I'd recommend going and giving it a read if your band isn't where you think you should be by now. So thank you guys for watching. I really appreciate it. If you could like the video, and that would really help me out. If you could subscribe and hit the notification bell so you can be told when new videos come out, that'd be cool too. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video.